Hi, so we're still on our ChatGPT recommended Chromis point of sale service system, which is a free open source point of sale system that I consider to be the absolute best. Today we are going to look at creating a product and creating recipes. And there's a reason why I recommend that if you're in the restaurant business, and no, Chromis is not just for restaurants, but if you're in the restaurant business or you're in a business where you use many items that you buy to create one item, then I recommend that what you sell, create it as a recipe, and what you purchase, make that a product. This is what we are discussing today in brief. Okay, so you can find in the description, you'll find everything that the link to Chromis website, the official website. You can find a download link, you'll find a way to support the creators, and the description has a bit more information. Please go through it if you'd like to get a little bit more information. So essentially, we probably want to sell burgers. If I come here and I try to sell burgers, I'll probably not find it because I know it's not there. So main dishes, it's not in breakfast, not in main dishes, because we haven't created it. Or probably fish fingers or something of that nature. We have fish coconut, we have fish dry, we have fish stew, but what we don't have burgers. So if you want to make burgers available here in the main dishes, or fish fingers, I'll probably take fish fingers just because it's probably a little bit easier and clearer. Then I have to close this and come to this icon here, which is Chromis Administrator. If you haven't known where all these are coming from, you can check the previous video that looks at creating how to install Chromis, and once you've installed it, creating a database so that you're able to use it. And we'll be creating our items here under inventory, and you can create attributes. Attributes are things like it's cold, it's warm, extra sugar and stuff. Auxiliary items are things that you can order together with whatever it is you're taking. If you're taking, let's say, main course with something on the side, then the auxiliary item can be that particular one. Category are those broad categories: breakfast, main dishes, drinks, and so on. And you can actually have subcategories that are created under the categories. And then we have products. Now, initially when I set up this system, I was tempted to create, actually I did create the food we are selling as products, but in fact that is not the best way, because then you miss out on a very powerful tool that Chromis has. So what Chromis is able to do is it's able to put together the various ingredients that you use to make whatever food you're making, then allows you to set up what proportion of what you bought is used in that. So for example, if I buy a kilo of meat, and from a kilo of meat I make up, say, 6 portions of meat serving, then it means that it can actually compute, let's say I buy meat for 600 shillings, then it tells me that every portion I'm using 100 shillings, and also my stock reduces by 1/6. So if I bought a kilo of meat, it expects me to sell 6 portions, and therefore whenever I sell one, it can deduct 1. I'm left with 5 portions, keeps going on down that way. But not only that, it also can keep track of the cost. So the cost of meat actually then for that serving is 100 shillings, because what I've done is it's 1/6. So if you create as products, you don't have that option. But if you make it as a recipe, then you have that option. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to first look at what do we need to create fish fingers. You need a product. What are those products? And I recommend to create a product called fish fillet. Wait a minute. So this is waiting for us to save something that we didn't save. And attributes, don't save it. We'll come back to inventory, create products, and click on this plus button to make a new product. Okay, so you have to give it a reference code. you'll determine your own coding process. In this case, I'll just give it, let's say, a F00. Well, maybe because many products have been created, I'll just go to 100 straight away. Then I can copy that. There's a default barcode which I can just place there. Then the description is fish fillet. And for the purpose of this system, anything that I'm not selling directly, just for ease of name, I'm going to give that a name called stock. So I'm going to paste that. And this is what goes to any report. This is what goes to any kitchen. You can give them different names if that is what you want. Is it tax exempt? No, it's tax standard. And what's the category? You must give a category. So this will go to what I'm calling ingredients, because I'm not selling it directly. I could make it, if I made it, let's say main dish, it will be, and I save that, it will come straight here, but you'll have missed on something very important as I indicated earlier. So let me just go ahead and do that so that we can see what I'm referring to. We double click Chromis POS, open that now, and we'll find fish fillet stock just because you've put it in that category. And that category is already on the side. If we come here now, select table 31, main dishes, and we'll probably find fish fillet stock right there. We haven't given it a price. It has a tax rate that's available, but price not indicated. And so in this case, we've already created that. Actually, two more things I want to show you out of this product that we've created. Is there's some descriptions that we can not only can, but should also go ahead and look at. In this is that, okay, we can sort this by whatever place you click on, you sort it by that. So let me just sort by description, so I can just find my fish fillet stock right here. So you can see all these tabs. These are product details. What's our selling price for fish fillet stock? We're not selling that. So I know what our cost price is. Let me estimate at 400 approximately. General details. Attributes could be mandatory or not. We look at that in future. Units of measure, those products are available. But this is what I really want, and I'm to mark this as an ingredient. Okay, so manage stock level, and then I remove it from the catalog, so you cannot find it anywhere in terms of purchases. So that's what I want to do. But there's something else I want to add. I want to add who supplies it. I've created suppliers, and I'm sure there's someone who supplies fish. I know he's called Omondi, for example. He has his code, and the supply in terms of kilograms, and pack cost probably, let's say per kilogram is 400 shillings, and we're going to add supplier to entry. That will come in handy at some point, and we can go ahead and save that. So I didn't want to create fish as fillet as what we're selling. Instead, I want to create a recipe. And the new recipe I'm going to create will now be fish fingers. We give it a new title. Let's give it recipe 001, because it's a new code. I know there's nothing like this, so give it a copy there, paste it there. Ticket description will be fish fingers, and we can copy the exact same thing and paste it there. Tip message, is it tax exempt? No, make it standard tax. Category, let us make it, you'll have your own places, but in this space we will make it, what do you call that? Main dishes, that's all right. So we can save that. There's something we need to do with our inventory. We can go to our products, and there's something we marked as an ingredient, which is fish fillet stock. We can still see it, but it's best that we remove it from here, and just for the purpose of being consistent, we make it as an ingredient. And if I then sort these things by what I've marked as ingredients or by category, I'll find a category called ingredients, and I can actually find all the ingredients that I've created. So you'll find things like beef, I make them as ingredients, cooking oil is ingredients, and so on. Back to our recipe, and under recipes here now, we will then create, we already have fish fillet that we were looking to create. Sort by description, look for fish fingers. Here we go, and we've created it already, and it's almost available. Under product setting, we want to enable it to be ordered on the printer, enable it on the order screen, and it's available in the catalog. If you click, if that is not on, you'll not be able to sell it. If it's on now, you can sell it. Plus, you have these things like age warning for things that are age specific. Now, this is the important part. Right now, if you come to these product details, the cost price is not indicated. How much are we selling it for? Let's give it a price of 250 shillings. For example, I don't know whether that is a price that's going to be. It's that's just a price I'm selecting off the top of my head. But that's the selling price. It includes tax. The cost price is not indicated. Let's go to ingredients. And here, the first thing you want to do is look for an ingredient called recipe. I hope it will show, otherwise it will be a big, where is it? I don't have that ingredient called fish that we created. I don't know why. I just can't see it. Maybe it's there somewhere, but I just can't see it. INGAF, fish fillet stock. Oh, we gave it AF. I was looking for ING or something. So that is it. And the quantity that we are going to use, we will not use a whole kilo. Let's say that a kilo of fish fillet stock is going to give us maybe 10 fish fingers. So that means 0.1. And then we can then go ahead and add that. So the cost of that is 40 shillings. If you come back to our product details, you'll find that the cost, once we save it, it will give us a cost. So let's add something else here. Let's make, let's say cooking oil, for example, is something that we'll add. Cooking oil, probably 0.01 of the units we have, probably something like that, 0.01 of a liter. Let's add something like salt. I'm sure, where is that? Will we use, let's use some salt on that. Again, that should be, you'll probably know what quantities you're using. And as you can see, as you add your ingredients, it gives you prices. So this is a big difference between adding a product as a recipe and adding a product as a product. So the things that we use, the fish fillet, the cooking oil, the salt, all these things, I make them into ingredients. And in fact, even milk, in case you're going to use milk in this situation, I'll make it an ingredient. And milk stock, this is, the units are liters. And if I use 0.1 liter in this situation, I add that ingredient over there. That's the unit price, that's the cost of this. And again, you can see let me just come back to these ingredients. Let's save that. If I come to product details, suddenly I actually know what my costs for this particular product is. So this is, that's the wrong one. Where were we? Fish fillet, fish fingers. Here we go. So if you look at fish fingers, all our prices are now updated. We have a cost price which is 50 shillings, gross profit margin 6%, gross profit 165, and so on. Of course, this is just the cost of sales. Other profits have to be considered after you have, paid other parameters that need to be paid. So here we are. We can then save that, and that is how we create ingredients. I hope that is clear, and I hope that we are still visible, because the last stream sort of ended prematurely. So yeah, there we go. In case you have a question, please leave it in the comments. I do recommend you create a recipe, not a product. The products that you're purchasing, make them as products, yes, but then for the things you sell, put them in as recipes. That's it, guys. Leave a comment, do like, share. There are many links in the description. Look at those links and then let us know what you think as well. Cheers.